Hey everyone, you got the management here. Today I'm going to be running through the resources on my Gumroad so everybody understands what's in those. There's some confusion via some messages I've received about what exactly those things are. So follow along. Today's trusty sidekick is Pork Chop. He is the one that is usually not on camera because he's acting crazy, but as you can see, he's pretty tired right now because he's been playing with a puppy that I've got staying with me over the holidays. So he is just going to chill today and be a good boy. Right, buddy? Yeah, good boy. Good boy. All right, so this is my Gumroad, themanagement.gumroad.com. Gumroad is a website that I've seen used by a lot of people to generate and sell digital content. You can self-publish ebooks on here. You can sell little doodles as EPS files so people can make their own stickers. I'm personally using it to share documents in a safe manner because if you are downloading files you're opening from a complete stranger on the internet, then you're opening yourself up to malware. So having this on an external server should give everybody a little bit more feeling of comfort in that department. There are two things on the site: free stuff, which is most of it, and not free stuff, which is stuff that I've had to create. Took hours for me to create. And if you want to save yourself some time, you can just buy it from me. I give really good descriptions so you can create the exact same thing. It's just going to take you the same amount of time it took me to do it. So if you value your time, you can pay $1. And so the free things that we have, confirmed by JCB. This is a document that outlines all of the basic questions that everyone who opens this book and is starting their treasure hunt asks. We see them over and over and over again in the forums, in the Reddits, in Facebook groups, the same questions. So it's just a good way to start with a lot of facts about the treasure hunt and, in a way, some of the clues. And then there's also links to where this is confirmed by Jon Collins Black, or where you can find the source of the information on the internet. I've recently just added a version 2 of this. I just need to change this title on my site, add that to the to-do list. But I added the source for the Adobe stock image for the book jacket and the background map that's on his website. You are welcome to subscribe without purchasing anything, and you will get an update when I have updated any of these items. I imagine there is going to be a lot more facts to add to this list. Also, you'll see here at the top, there's a couple of pages, the goods, and then confirmed by JCB is just a page that has that same information that's in that download document. Go ahead, look at it here. If you want your own copy to keep handy, the link is going to take you right there. Again, just enter 0 in here. I want this. And 0 in here, and it's not going to ask you for your credit card information. It is going to ask you for your email address. I do get your email address. I will not spam you. Don't have that kind of time. You can also just use a fake one. I put in fartsmcgee at google.com. So unless there is an employee at Google named Farts McGee, then it will take any email address you put in there. I'm actually really excited to see the funny things you guys put in there now that I've told you that Farts McGee will work. This whole project is just fueled out of my personal interest in this treasure hunt, compiling all this information and knowing that it could be useful for anyone who's hunting the treasure. The AT Footpath map grid is just a grid. The map itself is a perfect square. So it mapped off into quadrants. Those quadrants are mapped off into quadrants, labeled. It's labeled by quadrant. In your notes, you can write C2, skier, boom. Then if you're like, where was that skier that I saw? Even though that's an obvious clue, you can be like, oh, it was in C2 because I have that here in my notes. It's just the way I did it. Let me get my book and walk you through. Okay, so this is how I use the Appalachian Trail grid resource that's on my Gumroad. I printed it out on regular paper, and then I bought some tracing paper, and I just retraced it with a ruler. I think you can print directly on tracing paper, but the kind I got was bigger than 8.5 by 11, so I'd have to cut it down. So this was just faster. But so it makes it really handy when I'm taking notes. I can just refer to the grid that I see the subtlest of subtle clues in. I also probably have a million screenshots on my phone that are useless. But in case you're worried about taping something to your book, this is just regular old Scotch tape, and the book is laminated enough to where it just peels off. I've peeled it on and off 1,000 times, and it has not messed up my book. However, the binding of my book is not doing so great, and I've only had it a month, so we'll see how it holds up long term. Thanks for coming to story time. The next thing that I have is the notebook for the Little Rock Pond theory. There's a pond called Little Rock Pond in Vermont. There is a path and a trail that off the AT that matches up exactly with this trail with the Little Rock Pond. There's huge theories out there about this. The basis of those theories documented in this notebook. It's like 2 pages. It's not very much. Also, it's free. If you want someone to explain to you what most people have already talked about, this is a quick way to catch up. And then I have 2 paid resources for a whopping $1 a piece. Considering the amount of time it will save you to download these for $1, well worth it. I have probably spent combined 20 hours just compiling these things. So this first one, 14 Appalachian Trail states, official symbols, mottos, colors, etc. There are 14 states that the Appalachian Trail crosses, which means there's 14 states for this Appalachian Trail box to be in theory. States have all kinds of state symbols, colors, mottos, mottos in English, mottos in Latin. We've got Cree, North Carolina has a state toast. Super cool. There's state emblems, there's a state quarter, there's a state nickname, state songs, state gym. You get the idea. All of these things that I have listed here, that's exactly what's in the file. If you want to make this yourself and you want to gather all that information, go for it. If you want to save yourself the time, you can pay me $1. The other paid thing is my Forrest Fenn poetry analysis. Now, this is a document write-up of my Forrest Fenn poetry analysis. There is also a YouTube video you can watch for completely free. But if you would like a written document, it's going to be $1. And again, if you subscribe, even if you don't purchase something, I believe, I don't know, I'm not sending them out, but I believe that Gumroad notifies you when new stuff goes up on my profile. But I've personally done nothing with the emails that are collecting in my account. And in case you were wondering, I am not making a killing doing this at all. I have had something like 400 downloads, and I've made, I think, $15 at this point, which 5 of it Gumroad takes. So I've made like 10 whole dollars. This is just ways for me to share all the information that I have, except for the Appalachian Trail. I'm going to be really stingy on that one because that's the one I'm going for, because it's all conjecture. The only person who knows what anything actually means is Jon Collins Black. So ingesting as much information you can and as many perspectives as you can do nothing but help your cause and help your hunt. So I'm happy to talk to anyone, anytime, who wants to chat about it. All my friends think I'm a super big dork, and none of them want to chat about it with me, so I would love to make new friends to chat about it with. All right, thanks for coming. I appreciate you guys watching. Always hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to the Gumroad if you want. Get updates if you want to hear what I have to say.